Giuliani's association with former President Trump could land him behind bars, taken down by the very same statutes he built nearly 4 decades ago. Joining us live for a closer look at the latest round of Trump-related indictments is former Manhattan District Attorney Jeremy Saland. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy. What sort of irony do you see here? The same type of RICO statutes that Rudy Giuliani used to secure his reputation as a feared prosecutor are the same types of RICO statutes used by prosecutors to indict him.
You know, the RICO statute, or in the state case, such as New York, would be enterprise corruption, is a real powerful tool for prosecutors to go out wide schemes that can be perpetrated not just in a particular county, not just by 1 or 2 people, but a larger scheme that has an unlawful purpose and an unlawful goal with multiple people pursuing that goal within a structure. So not just randomly doing bad things or bad acts, but a group of people pursuing that common interest, which in this case would be to overturn the election.
Hence the conspiracy, yes. On his radio show this afternoon, the former mayor of New York City said it sounds more like a civil case and a First Amendment plea to check out an election that had some problems. He had arguments over votes, about how they were counted, arguments about machines, arguments about how they work. Doesn't sound like a crime, said the former man. What does it sound like to you, Jeremy?
Well, we certainly want to get all the evidence, but that narrative that's set forth in the indictment out of Fulton County is pretty heavy and thick. It really describes what each person was doing. And remember, there's also unindicted co-conspirators that are there as well. But it sets forth, for example, with Mayor Giuliani, about how he tried to solicit the Georgia state legislature and push these fake electors forward to overturn, if you will, the election. So there's a lot of affirmative steps and overt acts that he committed allegedly, as well as some other folks, to push this election fraud.
We've heard, Jeremy, we've all heard that soundbite from President Trump asking Georgia's Secretary of State to find more than 11,000 votes. Let me ask you, what are the legal issues of whether the First Amendment allows a politician to try and overturn an election?
Well, listen, the First Amendment is critical for everybody, whether you're a politician or not. But there comes a point when you take affirmative steps along with those words that creates the legal conundrum, to put it nicely. It's very significant here. And I think you can look at it in a way of saying you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. And I don't want to dumb this down like that. But you can't make these allegations and take these next steps, as they're alleged to have done, across a wide spectrum, not just in Georgia, but in many states, and push this story and then expect that it does not break the law. It's that intent that they're going to argue, as well as those actions. So free speech is not on an island all the time. All righty.
Indictment number 4 for the president, a 98-page case, if I counted the pages correctly. Why is it, Jeremy, that some analysts consider this one the most sweeping and the biggest of all 4?
Well, when you look at the substance of it, it's the most critical to any voter and any American. It's the foundation of our nation about what could have happened. And Jack Smith made a concerted effort, and I think a right one, to limit it to Donald Trump so he could expedite that legal process and hopefully have a trial before the election. This indictment, although mostly Georgia, but goes to other states as well, fills in the gap and brings in so many other people. And I would say to you that in the Jack Smith indictment, number 1, co-conspirator number 1, unindicted, was believed to be Rudolph Giuliani. So this fills in all those holes and moves it forward in another jurisdiction venue.
It'll be an interesting couple of months. Jeremy, thank you. Appreciate the insight.